Special thanks to super sponsors Metric Conversion, Nubix Cube, Velcheran, A, Bender Waffles, Feek, Thingy, The Temporal Discussion Podcast, Lemon 314, Lord Entropy, Avily Long, Schumann 3D Blast, Shine Wolf, Rhine Devil 23, Ministry of Ennui Control, Miku, and Grounded Morikami. Visit David X Newton on Patreon to join the ASCII Brigade. We've had some decorators here since you were last in. And the place is looking pretty good. The screenshots was the most daunting thing that I was not looking forward to about wrapping up this ramp. The prospect of taking 300 map screenshots to arrange them here. But I assembled a group of volunteers who very willingly went off, split the work up, and it really is incredible. I'm very thankful to them for doing this so quickly. We got most of this done in one day. Just a few maps are missing screenshots just now, and they're already on their way. We are actually going into some maps that don't have screenshots, because by coincidence, the range that we're doing overlaps with the range that hasn't been sent back yet. Nevertheless, we are much closer to completion now, and we are going to the Haunted Mines. Okay, comfortable already. We've got a UAC start. Classic enough introduction. Some zombie men, one of which provides a shotgun. Thinking they can't really do anything to me, although I imagine he might make my life a bit more difficult later on if I left him. Let's see what happens. Can I get up there? I can't get up there, but there is a teleporter visible there. We'll see if that comes into play later. I should really learn to use cover more rather than standing there like a lemon when I wait for reloading. I'd really quite like to use this last shell on the shotgunner. Here we go. Alright. Ah, that's handy. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Oh, what's going on here? I heard something open. Oh, yeah. We've got quite a lot of things going around us now. Fine for that. We are... Yeah, now they're out. Okay, so... You're given an opportunity just to pick them off, basically, although it does cost you a bit of ammunition. Glad we've got some cover here. Alright. Have I got turned around? Where did I come in? I came in here. And this wasn't here before. This whole thing opened up. Alright, let's not get stuck between a lamp and the wall. I'm second guessing whether D-Running is playing correctly now. Alright, we have a teleporter. Let's go around the back of this, because even though it only happened once in Quake, I've never been able to shake this habit. Oh, no secret for me, just loads of monsters. Okay. One of which is a chain gunner. Oops. Are you a mapper that decides it's their own stupid fault if they fall in the lava? You are, okay. Two schools of thought on whether you should be allowed to treat lava as a death trap or always provide some teleporter out and just make it a little slight punishment. And I see both sides. Of course, I could have just been too inept to find the way out. Okay, nothing awful's happened to us. Let's head out of this cavern. It's a nice sort of more fleshy theme, hellish. Just going through that. I wonder if... No, I wondered if going through the side of the teleporter might do something different. They're just having their own argument. Ah, I spy a super shotgun. That'll come in very useful. And how do I get these chain guns? That's the red door. We'll go through the yellow one first. Oh, that was no bother. I was wary of a trap there, but the yellow door didn't really have anything to it apart from the red key. It caught on scenery, but that is the last monster, and that presumably is... Oh, you've got a missing top texture there, but it's no big deal. That presumably is the end of the map, and I really liked your complex cave structures. There are no boxy rooms in this. They're all angled. There's different floor and ceiling heights. This really looks very natural, which is quite difficult to do in the Doom engine, even with the assistance of GZen Doom. So this was a nice, gentle introduction to a session. Thank you for that. Our next target is right across the road. It is the Chambers of Regret. We'll probably find this project somewhere on our way. Ooh, and this is by Opananovich Opanasenko. Approximately. Alright. Someone definitely regrets this base being taken over by hell. It's been ripped apart. It's been... someone's detuned your television. Alright. Plenty of ammunition, well, 8 shells, and it looks like we're going to have to come back here at the end for the exit. Let's venture forth. I'm enjoying the mood lighting already. Did I just step into a fireball when it was passing by me? This is another, straight into another really good cave. This one's mixed with some tech where it becomes more regular. That doesn't look like a crate. Yes, okay. Nice prize early on. Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Teleporting monsters in, of course, gives you the great advantage that you can put them all around the player, and they've got to keep track of every direction at once. Alright, I did fairly poorly there, but we'll try not to let it interrupt the rest of our career. Why's that so quiet? There's a teleport going on here. Yeah, there is. Alright. Ah. Now, this is a nice thing about Doom's auto-aim, that even if you've got it turned off, the hit scan enemies are still affected by it. So his bullets went downstairs into the pinky. It's weird how natural I thought auto-aim was when I played Doom in 1994. Ow. I just never questioned that I wasn't aiming up and down. It just felt right. Nice of you to provide a bathroom. I thought so. Oh no. Switch there, okay. Oh, is that going to be to get out the room? No, it's not. Only one more to go. We'll find the other one somewhere. Oh, I hear a revenant. Ah, there he is. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a sec. Oh, I can't crouch to get through the mirror. There's a lot of terrifying things involving mirrors this time round, isn't there? Brings me back to Prince of Persia. No, I think I've mentioned before about a game breaking its own rules is what really is the essence of scary for me in games. And Prince of Persia did that on every level. I mean, after the first 2 levels, there was something completely unexpected that happened on every level after that. Okay, really struggling here, but we'll press on. Thought we might have got fewer than 239 monsters by now. There's a little kitchen. This hell castle has really nice amenities. Excellent. That's those chain guns again, not being able to aim. Is this the other one? Oops. Ah. Well, we did that quite nicely. There's still more down there. Oh no. Okay, well, let's pick up whatever munitions I find lying around on the floor. I hope it's the same size caliber as the very human weaponry that I've brought with me. Oh, okay, so that's the... Do I shoot this then? No, okay. Oh, that's nice. Where is that other gargoyle switch? You need a yellow skull to activate this object. Okay. And get into the kitchen cupboard a bit later. This is an interesting, puzzling addition as well. Let's see, can I go in a different direction? No, that's yellow, that's red. That one's... oh no, that was not blue. Oh yeah, this is the... that's the place where I teleported, right. I wonder why these are behind teleporters. No, can't shoot through that, okay. Can't open that picture. No, it isn't that. And this was just the bathroom, and this was the... Yeah, this is where I got the super shotgun. Much appreciated, thank you. So there must be another switch here somewhere, and it looks a lot like it's that. Aha! Oh, you're missing your floor. For some reason I just thought this was a tiled stage until then. What have we got missing? Wood, wild, wood yellow, wood 2. Okay, I'll take a look. Hello! Oh, hang on a minute, that's not outside. Alright. That's a lot of you. Yeah, when you've got a swarm like that, so you just have to hope that at least some of them collide with each other and get into a bitey fight with their teeth. Aha! Now you're making me use it there. That's a nice balance of secret and punishment. Alright, we've got the yellow key, let's get it fast as soon as possible. Or something like that. Oh! Can they see me? Yes, they can, okay. They don't fire, but they can see me. That's interesting. Lucky to avoid that. Got him. Still with the super shotgun as our heaviest weapon. How am I doing? That's 10 minutes. I just want to see what the next area is like. Whoop. Oh, another very harsh trap for the crime of walking into a room without paying attention. Yeah, there's nice use of lighting and fog in this map, giving the rooms some different moods. And I don't tend to play about with fog very often. Oh no, okay. Well, this doesn't look very simple, does it? No. Alright, well, as I pick up my pieces from the four corners of the room, I'd like to say that was a really nice looking map. Looks like it's going to be on the long side, but it had this great variety of environments and the detail in them was just the right level, I think. So that was really nice. Next, we are going to Tiny Tech, which is somewhere around here. Oh my god, there are a lot of maps. I've just done the credits page, and I had to use a tiny font. There are 5 columns of authors. I think there's something like 240 different authors this time. It's really incredible how many people chose to make their first maps as part of this stupid project. Alright, been a while since I was here. It's been a while since I was anywhere, really. But it looks like... yeah, that's us here. Right. Alright. Check behind you for the chainsaw, and remember to duck and jump is the message that I'm getting here. I wonder if I put this in the mystery zone. I'm beginning to understand why I put this in the mystery zone. Have I been here before? Oh. Don't remember this being here before. Oh wait, if this carries on, I'm going to have to go on a search for my missing daughter in a suspiciously satanic school. Oh yeah, I just left that. Ah, okay. So it repeats 3 times. And, oh, hang on. Was there music when this map started? Let's run the chainsaw over that. I prefer this. Of course the map's gone. Oh, there it is. Was the blue door there before? I don't even know. Why do you have to make all your Doom maps so bloody tense and scary this time round? This is what Doom in the PlayStation was like, of course, and that was the first copy I played of Doom, the full Doom 1 version. And at first I thought they'd cut out the music, this is terrible, but nowadays I appreciate it more that it's a different take on Doom that's much more gloomy and horror focused. This way, I think. Just a screen. Oh. I suppose that's to signal to you that you're going round in circles. How many of these can I pick up before I get killed? See, I can deal with cacodemons. I was watching a video on the history of jump scares the other day, which pointed out that it's really the sound that gets you rather than any visual. Because if you have a sharp stabbing sound, you can put a little shadow on the screen that's, you know, there was this, I can't remember what film it was, but there was some woman trying to search through her house for intruders, and there's just tiny, you know, silhouette at the kitchen table, and it's not really very surprising, but the sound really gets you, makes it scary. I was worried that wasn't tall enough. Yes! Oh no, not now! What now? Oh, shells, thanks. That was a bit better than what I was expecting. Oh, I can jump in this map. Okay, could I... Oh no, 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 no. Got a yellow card. Aha! I'll have that. Ow! Somehow I'm back here. Oh good, another vent journey. Oh, maybe not. The vent's looking a bit of a more attractive destination now. Okay, let's crawl in here instead. Wait a minute. Does it? What? I opened it last time. Oh, no! That door opens elsewhere. This one doesn't. Oh. What a difficult situation. Well, we've found 2 ways not to do it. 3. There we go, okay. All right. No Euclidean tragedies. A door has opened. Hopefully that's skull one. Yes, it has. Okay. Outside? I hope you'll forgive me for being skeptical that this is safety. Adorne, wait, what's that noise? Rocket launcher time. Oh, got a remnant of the same idea. Ah. The door is opening. Thanks. Oh, there's more. Did those cacodemons just target other cacodemons? Or was that a custom enemy that looked like a cacodemon? I just don't know. That's not the way, that's... Woo! That was a strangely celebratory surprise. Oh, dog, sorry. Oh, so it was you the whole time. No, wait, that's not right. Yeah, you're right, it isn't. Well, we've had 2 Silent Hill references in one video. One deliberate, one not. Uh, 7 minutes. We've probably been going for 10 minutes, but... Whoops. I feel I must be near the end now. Well, not with the monster counter staying stagnant like that, I'm not. Where's he got? Oh, there. Oh dear. no! And I've been dodging so well. Up to a point. So I'm going to remove that pain elemental. Before I cross that line, that'd be nice. Alright, that's you and all your little skull babies. Ow! Woo! Got any health in here? Oh, there's another one. I'm gonna save my ammunition. And run, Apocalypse, run. Good, you're on, get going, okay. If I get a moment to think, I'm going to tell you a story about how I used to be terrified of Monopoly on the Amstrad. Yeah, so it was because it was played in text, and it was like the computer was talking to you. And sometimes it seemed a bit more alive and intelligent than I was comfortable with. I remember in particular there was when it was in trouble, it started going, and it played this drone over the PC speaker while it was doing it, and I was really scared of that. Now, why this reminded me of it is because the map's messages started out as normal. There's one more to go, a door is opened, and then it started to question itself, which is also something that I used to be scared of. The game feeling like it didn't know what it was doing either. And that's another example of breaking its rules that I was mentioning in the last map. It's less scary that there's a gigantic cyber demon shooting rockets at you than you're standing in a room with some spooky music playing. Alright. Can I get out? Can I find out which direction I'm supposed to be pointing? No, it looks like I'm going to have to cyber it off. This is a difficult cyber demon arena. It's cramped. Not a lot of room to avoid those rockets, and you've got to be aware of what's behind you so you don't get splash damage. Ooh, that could have been a very bad quick save. It was merely quite a bad quick save. The donate is unlocked! Okay, I've gone well over my allotted time for this one. Oh no. Where now? Oh, at least I've got some bits of map. Oh! That's handy. Ugh! Seems simple, actually immensely stressful. You achieved what you wanted to. Well done. Windows 11 just did its bloody Explorer jump scare on me just as soon as I had exited that map. It scared the life out of me. The next map we're going to is not Tiny Tech. We've done that one. It's it's a word I don't recognise. Dorenolin? It's in the town square, so we'll pay it a visit. Alright, it's just up here. This one's by Sven, ATDynaX, Reinold. This looks quite pleasant. Can I go down here? Shotgun shells, ammunition. Tiny little bonus to start off with. What a friendly looking place. Oh, that's a nice detail, the grate just under the beams. Red card for storage, okay. Ah! I thought I'll just sneak off the end. No such luck. Alright, let me reload them. Oh! Water was a bit deeper than I was expecting. Do I have limited oxygen in here? I seem to be... Hello? Who are you?
Come on, shoot me.
I'd rather not.
Come on, shoot me.
Yeah, all right.
Come on.
Hang on a minute. I just want to see who you are. You are... Dragoon Human. And you've got 225 health. Okay. Let's just leave me alone. I'll come back to him once I've got a bit more firepower. Don't want to trigger some huge ambush. Alright, I suppose I've got the firepower now. Where do, oh yeah, I'm here, okay. Alright. Right, come out into the open. Come here. Actually... I get the feeling I shouldn't have done that. Alright. Oh, by the way, if I am skipping over your map, by the way, it's not because I'm ignoring it, it's because I'm just going by this list of finished maps that I made quite a while ago, and once again I'm going to get to the end and come back around again, and the whole hideous cycle continue going. Didn't get any keys or anything from that little excursion. Everything makes me nervous now, including doors that swing. It's one thing to get through the house to record these videos. Nothing under the stairs. Two fireballs to the face, none of them particularly severe. It's nice to be in the game where you can say that. It can be difficult to do realistic buildings like this in Doom because you need to put so much detail into places the player can't go. Particularly, I'm thinking about the doors to inaccessible places. And I'm not sure if there's going to be a theme for doors that I can open versus doors I can't. This was a bad mistake. Ah, that's more like it. Still no keys. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Still no keys, though. The crouching sprite always kind of amuses me. If you haven't defined one, then the player just shrinks down like Super Mario. Well, I've been going for nearly half my time and I've got hardly anywhere. Yeah, I went down here, okay. Let's go back to that, Ah! What are you? Ow! Player's head was bitten off by a dragoon! And a plastic toy one as well! Gonna have to start looking through the assets for these maps if anything appears even slightly strange. Oh, he can move a bit in every frame, can't he? Is this a punishment for shooting your character earlier? Ow! How much health does he have? He's got... Oh! 5,100,000! Just in case the 5 million wasn't enough. Even that didn't help. Alright, well, I suppose you've kind of stuck me here, haven't you? Shall I start? But I would start again, but I just don't have enough time to... I don't have enough time to get anywhere. I'll tell you what, I'll start again and I'll just verify that this is a punishment for shooting you earlier. Right. Oh, was there something I was meant to read here? Welcome to Dorenolin, a company that specifies in transformations. One specimen has run off. Careful, if you meet a dragon, he cannot die. Don't provoke him, he will kill you. Yeah. Wish I'd read that a bit earlier. Come on. Right. Is there a dragoon here? No, of course. Okay. I definitely led myself into that trap. All right then. So I found that red key. Where did I go? And how did I waste so much ammunition? I was hurting for ammunition in the building. Oh yeah, it was down here. All right. Now, I wondered if there was an alternative route that I missed. Yeah, there was. In fact, there are several routes here. I went down this one? Oh! Ah! Ah, that's a valuable addition to my arsenal. Right, let's just ignore him and hope he goes away. Oh, somehow I didn't realise that this was the same place because I hadn't opened the shutters last time. All right. Well, it doesn't change my situation. I'm still stuck. But at least I know how not to get my head bitten off. And I think that's a valuable lesson for us all. Really interesting looking map, though. Let's go to the next one. This one's called Stealthy Does It by Gaxoo, and I anticipated... Oh dear God, look at that. I anticipated that it was going to have some slightly unusual rules to it, and a slightly off-center portal, but I'll fix that bit. Yes, okay, so I think going in... Oh, I was going to say I think going in with all guns blazing like Judas Priest might not be the best idea, but having found that might change my situation. No, I've only got one shot with it. Always check behind you for the chainsaw. Thank you very much. I can get invisibility. Must be the wind. No, I'll take that out. Alright, here we go. You definitely anticipated the door issue with the sky. Can't go over there. Yep. They're having a nice conversation about what flavour of human leg to have for dinner. Where now? Oh. Okay. Ow. Not very good at this, am I? Ow. Alright, so yeah, one of the other reasons you don't want to find yourself with any monsters in this room. Oh no, no! Aha! Oh no! Oops! Let's do that again then. So it was Archvile. Oh, am I matching the pieces? So that one I need to now match to this one. Yeah, I've got it. Now it's this one. That is such an interesting use of those textures. Right. So I need to stay exposed for as long as it takes for the Mancubus to see me, but no further. Oh, I went down a dead end. Come on! That sounded like it did it. Yep, we're fine. So, somewhat surprisingly, so's the room. Whee! Cyber demon there, that's going to make my life difficult. Don't know how that helps. In UDMF, of course, you can actually have monsters. Oh, he does have patrol points. I thought I'd just woken him up, and he was now wandering randomly. But I'm not entirely sure about the patrol point behaviour. Oh, does that mean I can actually shoot him now? Maybe I should have realised that a bit earlier. What now? Ah. Are you telling me that that's not a secret? Seriously? Ooh. I can sneak around up here, onto there, up to there. Oh, Baron. Okay, anti-cyber demon. Okay, let's just do anything quick. Am I staying on the different colour of tile? Whatever it was, it is not this. Okay. Rethink our strategy for that room. Let's do this a bit better this time. If circumstances allow. Gonna have to stray from the... There we go, come on. Okay. The choice of music is perfect, by the way. I'm just not sure what I'm meant to be doing with this room. Am I meant to... Is this just about luring them through here? Come on, knights, you're meant to be good at moving over a chessboard. Ah! There was this game on television called... It was part of this program called Incredible Games, where a team was in a lift, an elevator, in a tall building, and in each floor was a game, and one of them was the Dark Knight, where they were on a chessboard and they had to take turns moving, and if the Dark Knight touched them, they would vaporize, and they would have to be revived at another floor. Just one of the surprising number of TV games in Britain where the chances of survival were not 100%. A few people asked me if the causeways in this year's ramp, the metagame, which I hope somebody bothers to play, is based on Nightmare, and yes, it very much is. I don't know what these Hell Knights are doing, but it's not what I want. Now that you mention it, there's a path along here. Okay, so presumably I had to not alert them by going over this path instead. Is that the right answer? Okay, I came back through this map again. Yeah, this is the answer. I'm spending too long on this map once again, but it's so interesting, and this is why I will never finish Ramp 2023. There we go, okay. This one first? Okay, that gives me free movement over there. That lets me go round to here. They can't see anything now, so I can go round over to here. I think the limit's 64 units. If you're within 64 units, they can see you anyway. Oh no! Oh no, except more so. Am I still meant to be stealthy? No, this is where the BFG comes out. Did I hear a fucking quack? I should finish now, but I feel I deserve to complete this map. That's not how to do it. Where's my cover? I think that's them all now. Caught a couple of those. Who was making that quacking noise? Because now I have to go into this map and check that if that was a custom enemy making the noise, or if the problem has returned and someone's overwritten the Cyberdemon hoof sound again. Whoa! Get lost. Right, that's the end of this map. That was a very clever map, and I really liked its gimmick. But for me, the battle has just begun.